Hey everybody, it's Dana with CoachDanaInspires.com, and we are excited that you're here with us today. It is going to be a great interview. We have Monica Miller, and Monica Miller does a lot of fun, interesting things for women entrepreneurs. Men, listen up too. You can get great nuggets from today's interview. So don't turn it off just because we mostly talk to women. You're invited. We love you. So come on down. Monica Miller, I've known Monica for a long time. She knows a lot of great tips and tricks and has great experience for entrepreneurs and building their businesses. So today we're going to be talking about the 3 pitfalls that keep you from a 6-figure income. And so this is Monica Miller with Monica Wright. And so Monica, how are you? How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. My son's off from daycare this week, so I took some time and we played trains. We went outside and fished in his sand pit, and then we cooked them over my husband's bone barrel that we have outside.
Very nice.
So we did that, and now I am getting ready to get started with my day.
Yay.
And here I am.
Well, there's nothing like barbecued plastic fish. That's my theory.
Little
marinade.
Imaginary fish, it's just imaginary.
Oh, so they're imaginary. No, that's even yummier. We like imaginary fish. That's oh dear. So we've been a year plus in this COVID situation, and people are now starting to move around. People are starting to get out and do things. When you talk to your clients, when you talk to other business associates, your colleagues, are they optimistic? Are they cautiously kind of looking to the future? What are you hearing out there?
So what I'm hearing is that, a lot of my clients are pretty optimistic. I mean, most of the people I'm around are optimistic, number one. So they are all like, none of this has phased them, like literally has not phased them. Like if anything, it has given them more of a spark to, really start their businesses online or to just get more serious about their business online. So I feel like if anything, like all this stuff has just made it more of that, hey, let's just go and make it happen. So more like almost a kick in the rear end to be like, hey, okay, I need to take this seriously now. And, some of them are a little bit cautious, but I think 90% of the people I know, they're pretty relaxed and they're just seeing the opportunities that has been gifted to them through this. So that's been really kind of cool.
That's great. That's great. And it's always wonderful to be around people with that positive energy. And you are one of those people. So I am excited to have you on today's interview. So that's great. We can share that energy with our viewers. So what can we as entrepreneurs, business people, business owners, men or women, what can we do right now to really, really just jump in full on? What can we do?
So right now, getting you jumped into your business is really, to be honest, it's just getting focused. A lot of people are considering July as a restart almost. So think of it as like January. Okay. We're halfway through the year. So I think it's really important now to see your progress you have made, celebrate any progress you have made, even if it's small, like even if it's not where you want to be. Maybe you imagine yourself so much further and you're not. It doesn't matter. Celebrate what you've already created, what you have learned, where you have grown, because I can guarantee you have already experienced a lot of growing pains. So celebrate that because it means that you are on the right track. And then, right now, to me, it's just like getting refocused. Okay, what do I want for the rest of the year? What do I want for the rest of the 6 months of 2021 or any year thereof? It doesn't matter what year you're in. Where do you want to be? And then start working backwards. Like what's going to get you there the quickest? And then just, trust in the process. Begin looking at the next 6 months and think of this as January. July is January, and then seeing what's going to get you there fast, what's going to help you get your goals or reach your goals. And then in the process, just just really be in that space of giving yourself grace, which is something that's really hard for us entrepreneurs. And I think as women too, we tend to be really hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
And then just give, just trust in the process. And that can be kind of scary too.
Yes. Yes, it can. Yes, indeedy. So, we're talking about the pitfalls that keep us away from those six figures, those fabulous little six figures that are out there. So what are the three pitfalls that you know of that you were going to share today, that you see that most entrepreneurs and business owners, what are those things that we're making these mistakes about? Help me out.
Yeah. Okay. So some of you may have, you're there now, and it's okay. Okay. Everything's okay. The pitfall number one is not being clear on what you want or clear on your attention. I think we get lost in the day to day. We get lost in the week to week. We get lost in the month. We get lost in just, sometimes it's just being caught up in our heads. And I really want to say that this is a time to go back to your vision, go back to your attention. What is it that you really want to create? So the first pitfall is not being clear, because I talk to so many women and they have a goal of reaching six figures, right? Like that is the end goal. But if you ask them, like, well, do you have a plan to get there? Do you have a strategy? Like, what is it? Like, what are you charging? They have, like, they're charging too low and they have no clue how to get to six figures. It's just they want it. And then they just, there's no intention on how to get there, because I think they just get lost in the day to day. So it's just being really clear on what you want. So the second pitfall is fearing that you cannot create what you actually set out, what you want. Listen, fear is real, okay? Like, being afraid of and asking yourself, can I really create this? It's normal. It's normal, okay? Nope. I don't think any entrepreneur has never asked themselves that, okay? So just know that it's a normal thing. It's a normal journey, part of your journey, okay? But should it hold you back? No. And I think it goes back to trusting yourself, learning to trust yourself, which is like the hardest thing ever, is learning to trust yourself and to really get into a space of trusting the process, knowing that, this is my intention, I'm going to get there, and take a step back on the days when you need to, because that's okay too. Pitfall number 3 is disconnect from receiving and allowing doubt to cloud your mind. When we allow doubt to be in our mind, how can we receive? Like, the truth is we can't. Because when we're in doubt, we're probably in control. And we were in control, we're doing this. And we can't receive. Like, you can't put money in a closed fist. But whenever we can let go and get back into trusting ourselves, that's whenever our hands can be more open, and that's whenever we can be more receiving. So the 3 pitfalls I see more, like, that a lot of entrepreneurs make, is not being clear on their intention, fearing that they cannot actually create what they set out to do or they want to do, and pitfall number 3 is disconnect from receiving by allowing doubt to cloud your mind. And I want to say, all 3 of these are common. I mean, they're not, it's part of the journey. And so just make sure that you are fully supported when these days get rough, because you're going to be days where the doubt is going to be screaming in your mind. So these are the days you need your support. You need support from a coach, perhaps from an accountability partner. I have accountability partners. I have a coach. I have multiple people I can go to on these days. And sometimes it's even pulling back from my business. And, and this is something that I would encourage all to do, is pull back from your business, take a day off, maybe 2 days off, and just get away. And because sometimes we need a reset.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Sometimes we get so busy that we don't take that time. If I'm not at my desk working, if I'm not at my desk doing, and sometimes you need that little break. I think you're right. Yeah. Good point.
Mhm.
But don't take too long of a break, because then you'll never get anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. You want to make sure you give yourself enough time to like almost recalibrate yourself.
Yeah.
And then knowing that you can start maybe a new week, powerfully, or a new day powerfully.
Yeah.
That's important. Like, it's important to take
Yeah.
that time to give yourself self-care.
I like that. To start. Uh, a very good friend of mine, Mark LeBlanc, he always says, tomorrow we start at zero and move on. You know, we wake up at zero and move on. Forget about what we did or didn't do yesterday. And I think that's what you're saying is, start today with power. Maybe yesterday wasn't the best day, but today can be. So yeah, great, great, great. See, great minds think alike. I love that. So how do we shift these pitfalls and make them successes?
First of all, getting really clear on our intention. Just if that means journaling, writing down, creating a vision board, maybe it's whatever you need to do to get focused. My coach actually sends me a like almost like a year in business like sheet, like, and it's probably like, I don't know, 10 pages. And it has like how many research we're going to do, how we're going to market ourselves, how many are we going to sell to bring in the money we want, what kind of packages. So it's like a whole ordeal of content that I can now go to and create almost like my year plan. And this is something I'm going to be doing with my clients, because it's just a brilliant idea, right? So that's one of the things, get clear, like, have your money number, have, your packages, know who you're going after, know how you're going to market. Okay. And I would suggest putting that somewhere where you can see it, because I think, like I said, for example, I just revisited my vision, and I'm like, why haven't I not looked at this like more often? And I think it's just, we just get clouded with the day to day, we get clouded with the things to do. So it's just really important that you set that somewhere where you can see it, so you can be reminded of it, on a regular basis.
Yeah. Yeah.
The second way we can shift it is, I talked about, really dealing with the fear. If fear is clouding you, it just means we need to move past it or move through it. And I'm gonna let you know, moving through fear it sucks. It sucks. It's just there's no, I don't know how I should tell you that. It just sucks, okay? But it's really important. The reason you want to stay in the fear and like move through it, because I think oftentimes we want to move around it, but the fear is going to come back. And if you can move through it, so think of it as like you're moving through a canyon with like these walls on the sides, okay? And I put it this way, they're like, they're shadows because the sun can't reach you in the canyon, but they're like, the shadows cannot harm you.
Yeah.
But we can walk through we can walk through the canyon, or I guess a canyon, we can walk through it.
Yeah.
Not like knowing that these shadows are not going to affect us. So it's just, like that's to me is a day that you need to pull back and take that time. If you need to cry, if you need to journal, if you need to get out of nature, if you need to just like be by yourself, like take that time and begin to walk through it. Because here's the thing, like you're going to become more resilient as you move through the fear instead of avoiding it or coping with it. Like I've noticed, for example, one of my coping skills or my coping was calling people, because if I can talk you out, yes, it is okay to talk you out. However, I realized that it's time to like just be, move through the fear, because that's going to create more resilience. And I could talk about it afterwards. I'm fully supported. So these are just like, that's something really, like really powerful. And really quick, when you're in doubt, go back to, getting away, go back to your vision, journal, get out in nature, do something you love, do something fun, get your mind, not only off it, but also go back to your affirmations. Like, really begin to put in, like, if these doubts are saying that you're not enough, you're not going to make it, then you want to fill in these, like, get rid of these doubts. And that's going to be, a work in progress. Okay. It's just a work in progress. Just the way our brains are. So it's now, putting the positivity back in. So going back through, for me, is Bible verses that really resonate with me. It could be affirmations I made up on my own that really hits me. Maybe it's, putting on music. For me, it could be worship music. Maybe for you is bluegrass. I don't know. Like, do something that is going to put that positive energy. And here's another thing. Like, we tend to think lineal, and we need to get out of the lineal thinking. And here, like, some things you can do is, by listening to music, dancing, getting out in nature. So, like, move, don't stay still, because that's where the doubts come in. So that's a couple of the things that we can begin doing to create more of a success in our lives and businesses, and how we can use it to fuel to get to our 6 figures that we really, really want. And like I said, it's so important that you have a coach or a mentor at that time to really support you, because when these days come, you will.
And they will.
They will. They will come.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, this, we've been chit-chatting about this 6-figure thingy-madingy. So, we are in July. We're in July. Can we still get to 6 figures in 2021? Can we still make it?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. We just need to make sure that you have the right packages, the right message, and to really set yourself up for success. I actually have a 5-day free course called Activating the 6-Figure Woman Within. And it actually teaches you how to activate the 6-figure woman. So that way you can actually end 2021 or any year with a bang, because you have now set yourself up. It's all about preparing yourself to create the 6 figures by 2021. And, it's really never is too late to create the income you want. I mean, some of us may think, well, we can't create 6 figures in a month. And that is just lies and doubt coming into our minds. It's because you never done it before, it doesn't mean it can't be done.
Right. Right. So you have a free course coming up. When does that start?
Yeah, so it is going to be July 26th through the 30th. So it starts on Monday, July 26th. Okay. And so you can, if you're watching this after this this live or this recording, it's okay. Just go to monicawrights.com/activate and see when the next one is. I do these on a monthly basis, monthly to 8-week basis. So just go to monicawrights.com/activate. So you can begin activating the 6-figure woman within and get yourself set up so you can end 2021 with a bang.
All right. All right. Now, it's so women. Now, can men benefit from this course?
They can, but because I focus on women individually, it is for women. However, men, if you're watching and you're like, I want to end my year with 6 figures, then here's a way we can do that. You want to go to speakwithmonica.com, and you would be taken to my calendar where you can schedule a one-on-one session with me, and we will go over your customizable 6-figure marketing plan. So that way I can help you reach your 6 figures in the next 6 months or less. And if you are a woman and you're listening and you want to do the free course and get on a call with me, just go to that link, speakwithmonica.com, and get on a free call. And like I said, I will walk you through, your individual and customizable 6-figure plan so you can finish your year strong and get into the mindset of being a $100,000 business owner.
All right. Yeah. And I think that's great that you give these free courses, like you say, it's either every 4 to 8 weeks, something like that. And I think it's wonderful that you give this free. And I think that's giving abundance to other people, and we really appreciate that, and it really shows through your business model and part of why you're successful. And I think if business owners take a cue from this, is that not everything has to cost something. Sometimes when you give, you get so much more back from your generosity. So we really appreciate you being willing to help other people, other business owners, for no charge. That's fabulous. Thank you very, very much. So all these websites, all this information will be up in the YouTube video that we'll be posting later on today. So this is great information. So is there one little tidbit, we're just about out of time. Is there one thing that you'd like to bring up that we haven't discussed yet? Or do you want to get back to one of your points and really drive it home? Is there something else you want to say?
Yeah, it goes back to what I said earlier, is trust in the process and trust in yourself. We have been conditioned to not trust ourselves. We have been told as children to not trust ourselves. Okay.
Yeah.
And it takes a while, like it takes work to begin to trust ourselves. And the first thing that, I tell my clients and what I've learned in the past is it begins with giving yourself massive amounts of grace, and it's going to feel hard because you're like, well, I should be doing this. And that's just the judgmental voices in your head.
Yeah.
And just recognize what you have done. And that may mean that you may want to write down all the incredible, beautiful, impactful things you have already done. So that way, when those voices of self-judgment comes, that you can look back on that list and be like, wow, look at that done. Like, I'm a complete badass. Like, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's very true. I think it's human nature that we have a tendency to forget that we have been successful and that we did overcome that obstacle and that we're doing well. It's just, I'm not where I want to be, so I'm a complete failure. And that's not true. And I think that's a very good point, is to write down successes. It may sound silly, but it really is. Some people have a gratitude journal, what they're grateful for. And this might be just, another little subsection of that is look back on your successes and have a success page in there too, and write down successes, and you're grateful for those too. But that's a different thing. I'm grateful for the sunrise. It's not the same as I got a new client. So, I think that's a wonderful, wonderful thought, is to keep a list of things that you've really been successful at so that you can look back and get through those doubts. Monica, I really appreciate all this great information, your graciousness in giving out just, free information and these free courses. It's great stuff. And I think it's important, like, let's be clear, don't, work through the fear and disconnect from that doubt. Let's get positive about this. So super great stuff. I really appreciate it. And I want to share with people how we can get a hold of Monica. And this is her, hello. I think this is her email, monica@monicawrites.com, and speakwithmonica.com will take you to her calendar. So if you go there, you can set up one of those free calls, and she'll talk to you about some of these classes. She'll talk to you about working through your plan. So Monica's great for helping out with those things. And if anyone wants to know what I do, is I coach women entrepreneurs. So you can charge what you're worth, find your perfect fit client, and go out and change the world. So there's my information down there as well, if you want to contact me. And so here's Monica's information. Be sure and give her a call or an email. And Monica, thank you so much for being here today. This has been great information. I think we could have talked for another half hour about so much of this, but we only have 25 minutes of fabulous information that inspires us to keep moving. So thank you, Monica. You have a great day, and we'll talk soon.
All right, take care.
Thanks, everybody.